What's up, guys? How's it going? So today I wanted to go over the top 7 USA Airbnb markets to invest in 2022. Before we get into it, I want to go over some factors to consider before selecting your market. So first, I want to get into seasonality. Seasonality is important because you can go on AirDNA and see the revenue that you're going to make, but if you're investing in a place like Three Rivers where I have my Airbnb, seasonality comes into play. So during winter, I'm pretty slow. I'm not really booked up and I have to drop my nightly rate. But when summer comes around, I'm absolutely pumping and I am fully booked and my price per night actually doubles from what it is in wintertime. So I'm about $275 per night in summer compared to about $120 per night in wintertime. So seasonality plays a huge factor. But during the downtime in, let's say, winter, if your destination or Airbnb isn't as booked up, it gives you time to strategize and do work in the house that might need to be done before the busy season gets around. So it gives you a little bit of time to see what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong, and how you can improve your Airbnb. So another factor you need to consider is occupancy rate. So typically I like to consider a 70% occupancy rate when I'm looking at an Airbnb to purchase. I'm hoping that when I do purchase the Airbnb and dress it all up, that I'll be around an 85% occupancy rate. That's what I aim for. But when I do the numbers, I stay at a 70% occupancy rate. But that's something you need to take into account when you're looking for your next Airbnb. So as far as occupancy rate goes, you want to make sure you're investing in an area where people are going, whether it's a national park or a city. But if you're from a small town and no one has any reason to go there, then I wouldn't suggest going the short-term rental way. But what you can do for occupancy rate, you can go on AirDNA and check to see the demand for your area, and they will give you an average of occupancy. But when you're doing your numbers, I'd highly suggest that you go off of maybe even a 60% occupancy rate just to be safe. So typically, occupancy rate will be high in developing cities within the US. So another factor you need to consider is return on expense. So typically you want to use a cap rate when analyzing your Airbnb, and you need to take into account different fees. So if you're in cities, a lot of the time they will charge you an occupancy fee that you need to pay the city just for having your Airbnb. So little things like that you need to take into account. Also cleaning expenses and any miscellaneous, you need to take into account that you need to buy toilet paper, coffee, etc. You get the point. But making sure that your return on investment is great is important. So another factor to consider is making sure that your average daily price is higher than the average. This makes sense. If you have a high occupancy rate and a high daily average, your return will be even better. So the most important factor that you need to consider when buying an Airbnb is making that the rules and regulations in the city that you're purchasing in are in favor of Airbnb. The last thing you want to do is invest in a city where they are trying to go against Airbnb. And in today's market, there's not a lot of homes for sale for the typical buyer. So a lot of rules and regulations are being placed on Airbnbs in specific cities due to the lack of housing. So you want to make sure that you are buying in a friendly city and state. And just a little tip, I would highly recommend that if you're looking to purchase an Airbnb, you purchase a house that does not have an HOA. HOA rules will eventually restrict Airbnb, and you will just be fighting with the city as well as the HOA in regards to short-term rentals. A lot of the times, HOAs only allow you to do 30-day rentals, which if you're trying to do short-term, it's not gonna work in your favor. Okay, so this data is according to HostAway. Last time I went over the top 5 cities from AirDNA, but this time it's HostAway. In number 1, they're saying is Phoenix, Arizona. It's a highly sought after area. Prices have climbed just like they have everywhere else, but people go there for the warmth the location, golf, all that good stuff. So what HostAway is saying about Phoenix, Arizona is that it's seeing a lot of demographic changes in the most space available and cheaper real estate. It could be the next valley to experience its own tech boom. It says sales are climbing. If you're a property manager in Phoenix looking to move to upgrade, this could be the year to make your sale. Last year was a strong year for home appreciation in the area, and prices only continue to increase. So not only are you getting cash flow, but you're getting price appreciation like California used to see. So number 2 is Lake Tahoe, California / Nevada. HostAway is saying that it's a mountain lake ski town offering beauty, serenity, adventure, and nightlife. It's no surprise that Lake Tahoe has been recognized as one of the best lake towns, ski destination, and overall travel destinations in the U.S. and the world. There's hiking, mountain biking, and of course, skiing. Let's hope they get a little bit more snow this year, but I can vouch for this. I've been to Lake Tahoe only once a long time ago, and it's beautiful. I see pictures all the time, and I still want to get up there just a vacation and be on the lake. And HostAway can agree with AirDNA. They said AirDNA says the world's leading provider of vacation rental data and analytics. South Lake Tahoe is one of the top 10 largest U.S. cities to invest in a vacation rental with an annual earning potential of $62,187 when listed on Airbnb. Lake Tahoe is easily accessible to residents of California and Nevada, offering them a different experience from the rest of the state. And just from my findings, looking for homes for sale in California and Nevada by Lake Tahoe, if you're able to purchase a home over $1 million, then it's for you. So number 3, Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is the largest city in the U.S. state of South Carolina, the county seat of Charleston County, and the principal city in the Charleston North Charleston metropolitan area. No matter where you go in Charleston area, you're never really more than 20 minutes from the water and beautiful sandy shores. With 4 main beaches, there's a convenient way to get your toes in the sand and from just about any part of town. So along with Charleston beaches, they're saying that you can go to Holy City, ranging from antebellum historic sites such as Patriots Point or Fort Sumter, where the first shots of the Civil War were fired. That's pretty cool. Number 4 on our list from HostAway is Savannah, Georgia. So Savannah, Georgia, consistently named one of the world's friendliest cities. This coastal town has a world-class reputation for hospitality and grace. Savannah allows short-term rentals, although there are several zoning ordinances in place, and owners should research their individual requirements based on the district and ward their property is located in. The latest ordinance passed in 2017 established a certification process, a 20% ward cap, which limits the number of approved vacation rentals to 20% of the parcels in ward in residential zoning districts, and a method for taxing and licensing the rentals. So just going off right there, I would not invest in Savannah, Georgia for short-term rentals, but if you see the opportunity there, then go on ahead. HostAway saying that's number 4 place to invest. So number 5 is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The total housing cost of Myrtle Beach is 30% lower than the national average cost. Property prices are low in Myrtle Beach compared to other neighboring states. So seasonality for Myrtle Beach, as you could guess, is spring and summer. They're saying that you'll have an enormous opportunity to generate income during the busy spring and summer months when it's a popular vacation spot with crowds in the millions. Statistically, tourists flock to beaches and they want to stay in accommodations that offer all the comforts of a home. So number 6 on our list is Santa Fe, New Mexico. Nestled in the northern New Mexican mountains, this small town packs a punch and culture. Ranked by Travel and Leisure magazine at number 3 among the top American cities in its 2020 World's Best Award, Santa Fe has something for everyone. So number 7, this is a huge surprise to me. I thought this would be higher up on HostAway's list, but it's Kauai, Hawaii. For me, Kauai would be a place that I would want to invest because there's only so much development that can happen in Hawaii. And going off of a family friend, I know it's extremely hard to build anything. And although they might have more strict regulations, if you make sure that your single family home or your condo community allows short-term rentals, then you're in the clear. And of course, the closer to the ocean you are in Hawaii, the better and more desirable. And what HostAway is saying is that if you have more rooms, then you can, of course, charge more. But I would double check on AirDNA to make sure that the average daily rate is high enough and see what is desired bedroom count and bathroom count, and as well as location on Kauai, to make sure that you're maximizing your investment. And although Airbnb can be a lucrative business, you want to make sure that you're investing in the right places and doing your own research. Like I always say, go to AirDNA, pay the money, make sure that you're going to be profitable, make sure you're taking into account all the expenses and invest. But I hope you guys enjoyed this list of places to invest that HostAway provided, and you got some insight out of this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.